call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill it up. In my thoughts.
Welcome back, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and comment down below if you like this video, if you want more videos of me to talk about, or if you just have a disagreeing point of view. That's okay too. But we're gonna dive right into it. So we got a couple things we're gonna talk about today. The first one being that Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback, he has said that his first choice would be the Dolphins. That would be the team that would want to draft him. First off, I'm not saying that's not a cool thing. Honestly, guy's a really good quarterback. It'd be pretty awesome, you know, if Tua did not perform, which is not going to happen. We'll see what happens this year. But if Tua didn't perform, then yes, if we go and get him, that would be a really cool quarterback to have on our team. Not saying that he's a bad quarterback. I'm saying that he would be really awesome to have. But right now, our biggest need, which a lot of people want to call me a Tua-neer. I don't really care what you think. The guy has shown that he can be a very good quarterback and play at a very high level. He just gets injured, and we'll see what happens this year. But if I could be honest with you, every quarterback has had a year where they have been injured, or a couple years. Tom Brady tore his ACL. I mean, Joe Burrow tore his ACL. Everybody gets injured. Justin Herbert was injured the whole year this year. I mean, every quarterback gets injured. So if Tua can stay on the field, we don't need another quarterback. And it's cool, yes, we're very exciting, which is showing right now that our team is a very exciting team, and a lot of people, players, coaches, whatever it is, fans, want to come to this team because it's exciting again. And that's all that we're taking from this. Like I said, great quarterback, but first, he's probably going to be one of the first picks taken, which we're not going to have that next year. I don't care what you guys want to say, whoever's going to sit on this channel and comment that, you know, Tua is going to suck next year. You've been saying that every single year, and the guy has basically almost or has taken us to the playoffs every single year. I get he was injured, so was a lot of players last year. It happens. And if he stops it, it's a reasonable argument. He's injured. It's a reasonable one. But he's taking some things to stop this from happening. If it stops next year, then I think all of you people that are commenting on these things, they're afraid to talk about it, because if he doesn't get injured next year, you have nothing to say. But that's what we're going to go with that. Like I said, great quarterback, but we're staying with that. Tua's our guy right now, and I don't care what trade rumors. It's part of the way that they spark up attention. Tua's not going anywhere. Tua's our starting quarterback, and that's the way it's going to stay. Now the next thing is going to be is that Drew Rosenhaus, who is an agent for a couple of the Dolphins, has gone on a couple shows, and we're going to start talking about the contracts and things of that sort, because they're saying that they speculate that Ogbah is going to be here next year. Here's the thing. With our defense, Ogbah would fit in very, very nicely. He would be a very good addition, so that we have Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, we have Emmanuel Ogbah, and Sealer, which we'll talk about a little bit later too. There's just one issue, is that, which we'll see how they try and restructure his contract, because I think they're going to do that if he's going to stay here, is that the cap hit that he is giving us for what he's coming off of, which is a torn bicep, it's pretty big time. Like, I think he's the 5th highest paid player on this team, or close to that area. They need to restructure his contract if he's going to stay. I think he would be a great addition. I think it would give us that pass rush that would be ridiculous on the field, where you have Christian Wilkins, you have Emmanuel Ogbah, you have Zach Sealer, you have Jalen Phillips, and you have Bradley Chubb. It would be like the Giants pass rush back in the day. Like, it would just be like a NASCAR package where you just have so many pass rushers coming at you. And like I said, I even think that Melvin Ingram is going to stay too, so that'd be another one. But the problem is that his contract is so high. I think we will restructure if he wants to stay with this team, but it more depends on him, because we could also trade him away and save a huge amount of cap, which that would also be pretty good too, because we do need a middle linebacker, and we do need a bunch of other positions on this team, because we really do have pass rushers already. It's not like we don't. So like I said, we're going to go from, honestly, Ogbah, he would be a great player on this team. I think Vic Fangio would unlock the best out of him. We just have to restructure that contract so that we're not taking such a hit that we can't sign anybody, or we can't move forward with this year with new players and filling some of the positions of need that we have. Now, the next one is they also were saying that we need to structure, a Zach Sealer deal, which that is the person that I really do want them to start working towards a contract, because Zach Sealer has just steadily grown every single year, and he's showing now that he is the really good accompaniment to Christian Wilkins on that line. He stops the run. He's a great run stuffer, and he also gets sacks. He had 3.5 sacks this year with 70 tackles. I mean, he did phenomenal this year, and I think that's somebody, I think he's 26. He's somebody that you keep with Christian Wilkins, you have a very good defensive line for a really long time. So restructuring and making a new contract for him, he's not going to cost as much as Emmanuel Ogbah. He's just not. But the guy is going to be a gem on this team. He has been for the last couple of years. I mean, we're starting to talk about his name, but Zach Sealer has been a stud for the last couple of years, and he's just continuing to grow on this team. They also want to bring back a Landon Roberts, and this is where it's a little tough, because I just don't think that a Landon Roberts fits this system. I think the linebackers they are to stop the run, but they need to be able to play coverage. And I don't know. I like a Landon Roberts. I think he's a really good run stuffing linebacker. He'll hit the crap out of you. Like he's one of those thumpers. The problem is just with his coverage skills, he was getting burnt all the time. Not just this year, but a lot of years. He's not there to cover anybody. He's there to stop the run. And I think one of the issues is we do, we're going to have Jerome Baker. I think he probably will stay too. You need that pass coverage linebacker that can step back into a middle zone and be able to command the defense and, allow the defensive players to get to the quarterback. I think that Landon Roberts, he's going to be a free agent. I don't see him coming back. I think he's going to be one of those guys that we just let go because he just doesn't fit the system. And I think another team can really utilize him. He might even go, actually, I don't think he'll go back to Brian Flores. I don't think he liked him very much. But, he could fit better in another system. We just hired another coach, which if you're not excited about this team, I don't know what will make you, because we have defensive coaches running from all of their teams to come to the Dolphins. You just got to look at context clues. Like, when is the last time that you have seen this happen for this team? Because I can't recall ever really a time that this has happened where you have these defensive coaches like Ronaldo Hill, who is a defensive coordinator, that wasn't going to get fired and was not going to leave. And he just jets right to the Dolphins right when Vic Fangio gets hired. And then you have the Eagles coach, which he just jets and goes. He had plenty of other options to go to, but everybody is coming to Miami. This is what you can take, is that one, you're not coming to a franchise that you don't think has a quarterback that can play. You're not going to come to that. It's not going to be like that. So clearly all these coaches, they believe in Tua. They believe that he's going to be the franchise quarterback of this team. And two, they believe in this team being a winning team. You wouldn't come to a team that you think is going to be a slouch and take demotions, because that's essentially Ronaldo Hill and Casper are taking demotions to be with the Miami Dolphins. From a defensive coordinator to now he is the passing game coordinator, and then from overseer, a chief operator on the defense, to basically just being a safeties coach. You're taking demotions. Even Darrell Bevel, where he, instead of becoming an offense coordinator, stays a QB coach. You don't do that unless you believe in this team, unless you believe in the quarterback, and unless you believe in the coaching staff and even the upper management, Chris Greer, everybody. People that are Dolphins fans, I think they just love to just bash every Dolphins thing. And I understand, because I've had a lot of rough years watching this team, but I think we need to all approach it with way more optimism that this team is starting to trend forward and trend upward. And I just don't understand why, there's so many of the fan base wants to make it so like we're crap again. And they want us to be crap in order to be proven right, instead of just looking at it and being like, we're starting to win. We're starting to win a lot these days. We haven't made the playoffs until this year, and we had an unfortunate series of events. But next year, like I said, it's a big issue, but if he fixes it, Tua stays on the field, this team is going to be ridiculous, defensively, offensively. People never expected the Chiefs to be the way that they were. And honestly, they thought Andy Reid was not a winning coach because he was with Philadelphia for so long, and they didn't think that they were going to win with him. And then they got Patrick Mahomes, of course, an all-world quarterback, but then he changed the system, and now they're winning left and right. People never thought the Eagles would be a winning team, but they do things like you switch a couple things up, and the narrative completely changes. I'm excited for this year. And I think everybody that watches this channel or watches any channel that has the Dolphins content, you should be excited. Like the proof is in the pudding right now. People are running from their areas to come to work and play for the Dolphins. Every big name free agent and trade, they've all come here. That is no small task, and I think it's gonna be really good. And I think we just have to have a lot more optimism towards this team. Because we're going to be good. The proof is in the pudding right now. Everybody's running to be a Dolphin. That has not happened for a very long time. As always, like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you'd like to do. I just appreciate you watching this video. As always, hope you have a great rest of your day. Fins up. Peace.